Our discussion is sampling distribution of regression coefficients. Okay. In last class we have estimated beta coefficient like this: x transpose x inverse x transpose y, where x is the design matrix, first column is all 1, second column will be the first variable data x11, x21, then xn1. Similarly, last one will be the pth variable data x1p, x2p, xnp, and y is the n observations. This is n cross 1, this is n into p plus 1, and this one beta, this will be definitely p cross 1, p plus 1, p plus 1 cross 1. So, if you collect one sample, you get some value for beta cap. If you go for another sample, your beta cap will be different. For example, sample 1 beta cap may be 1, sample 2 beta cap may be for sample 2. Like this, if you go for n sample, so beta cap n, so you will be getting series of beta values. And please keep in mind that beta is, or beta cap is p plus 1 cross 1 vector, that is beta 0 cap, beta 1 cap, like this, beta p cap. So, beta cap is a random variable, and we want to know its distribution, and that is the sampling distribution of regression coefficient. And then using the distribution of beta cap, we will derive confidence interval and other things. So, for a distribution, you require to know what will be the expected value of beta cap. We want distribution of this. So, we first require to know the expected value of beta cap. This will be expected value of beta cap is x transpose x inverse x transpose y. So, we can write this as expected value of x transpose x inverse x transpose. Now, you all know y is x beta plus epsilon, as y equal to, this is the regression equation. So, if we do little more manipulation, this will become x transpose x inverse x transpose x beta plus x transpose x inverse x transpose epsilon equal to, now x transpose x inverse x transpose x, the symmetric matrix inverse symmetric matrix, we will get it identity matrix I. So, this will become I. So, ultimately expected value of I into beta is beta plus, as x, the data already collected. So, x transpose x inverse x transpose, this is the fixed quantity. So, we will keep it out from the expectation operator, then we are writing expected value of this. Now, expected value of beta is beta, because beta is the regression coefficients. These are regression parameters or coefficients from the population point of view, that is constant, plus expected value of error is 0, that is our assumption. So, you will get x transpose x inverse x transpose into 0. So, this will become beta. So, it says that expected value of beta cap is the beta, that is unbiased estimation. Okay. So, in addition, now first we have taken this one, that expected value of what is the beta cap. We want to know also the covariance matrix of beta cap. So, we want to know covariance of beta cap. This will be expected value of, all of you know that beta cap minus expected value of beta cap whole, this is p cross 1, no, this into beta cap minus expected value of beta cap, this transpose, because covariance matrix of beta means it will be beta cap is a p plus 1 cross 1. So, our covariance matrix of beta cap, that will be a matrix of p plus 1 cross p plus 1. Okay. So, now we can write that this one expected value of now beta cap minus expected value of beta cap is beta into beta cap minus beta transpose. Okay. So, let us find out what is the value of beta cap minus beta. Okay. So, what the value of beta cap, if you see here when we have described this one for expected value, this one is this final, that means ultimately you got beta plus this quantity, this is beta plus this. So, I can write this one using this, that beta plus x transpose x inverse x transpose epsilon, that is we can write for beta cap minus beta, this beta is there. So, beta cancel out, what that means this quantity becomes x transpose x inverse x transpose epsilon. Then beta cap minus beta, this transpose, this will become x transpose x inverse x transpose epsilon transpose. So, when you make transpose, it will be just the reverse order. So, epsilon transpose x transpose is x, and x transpose x inverse, that will remain, because symmetric matrix, that will remain this. So, epsilon transpose x transpose x inverse as x transpose x is symmetric and definitely square also. Okay. So, then if we use this, if we use now this operator, expectation operator here, so we can take one more page. So, expected value of beta cap minus beta, beta cap minus beta transpose, this is nothing but expected value of, it is coming x transpose x inverse x transpose epsilon, then for this one epsilon transpose x transpose x inverse, this is coming. So, for this we have written this portion, for the other one written this portion. Okay. Now again what we will do then, we will just bring out the fixed values like x transpose x inverse x transpose, then expected value of epsilon transpose, then x transpose x inverse. So what is the this one expect covariance matrix of error term? Now covariance matrix of error term, we say that equality of variances across the x observations. So that will for y and that will go to the error place. So ultimately expected value of epsilon t, this will become sigma square into I, because there are n observations for a same, that is from the assumption it is coming. So this quantity will become x transpose x inverse x transpose sigma square I x into x transpose x inverse. So now sigma square is constant, I is the identity matrix that will go. So finally it will be like this, x sigma square x transpose x inverse. Now here is x transpose, here is one more x, then x transpose x inverse. Tanmay, okay. So what is this quantity then? X transpose x inverse x transpose x, this is again I. So sigma square I is sigma square. So this will become sigma square x transpose x inverse. This is what is covariance of beta cap. Okay. So then how do you get the value of sigma square? Sigma square is also not known. So sigma square will be S E square. That means from the error whatever value you get, from there you will calculate the variance component, and this will be SSE by degrees of freedom for SSE is number minus parameters estimated. So we can write then that covariance of beta cap is S E square x transpose x inverse. Okay. So you will not get this sigma square value, these are population value. So from simple error you will be able to calculate S E square. This S E square is nothing but SSE by n minus p minus 1, and this n minus p minus 1 is coming because there is n is the sample size, number of parameter to be estimated is p plus 1. So this degrees of freedom is lost when you are calculating the errors. So this is the case. Okay. Then we can say that beta cap is a random variable, with mean vector beta, and covariance matrix we can write this way, sigma square x transpose x inverse. This is correct. What will be the distribution? Its distribution will be multivariate normal. This is the assumption. We have started with that data coming from multivariate normal, and the way you have estimated beta cap is x transpose x inverse x transpose y. So here what happened, because of this multivariate normality assumption, this will also become multivariate normal. Now this multivariate normal, what will be the So n actually in regression the error is the key point, key issue. Y is definitely multivariate, y is here one variable, so normal. Actually what is happening here in this particular, in this regression, multiple regression case, So, you have a different sets of x values, then you are calculating y values, and everywhere there is error. This error is if there are n data point, n error will be there. So, that error component also will go for multivariate n cross n. So, we are estimating p plus 1 parameters. So, beta is, we are assuming that this is multivariate normal with p plus 1, and this is what is the distribution. Okay. This is the distribution of beta cap. Now, if this is the case, now we will go back to our some earlier lectures, where we say if x, this is not one to one relation, but to get some clue for related to beta for some more derivation. We have seen that suppose x is multivariate normal with mu and sigma, then we calculated x bar, and that one is also multivariate normal mu and sigma by n. So, similarly, this we have taken this data from multivariate normal and we calculated some statistics. The x bar is your statistics, here also we calculated some statistics, and for that statistics we found out the mean vector and the covariance matrix, and like x bar covariance matrix and mean is also calculated. So, in the same manner it is beta is multivariate normal. Now, what happened, we have also described that what is the confidence region. Can you remember confidence region for mu, where mu equal to mu 1 mu 2 to mu p, that we have discussed earlier, and with the help of x bar we found out where x bar is x 1 bar, x 2 bar, like x p bar, we found out this confidence region of mu. And if you can remember, you will find out that we have found like this, that n x bar minus mu transpose S inverse x bar minus mu, this will become less than equal to n minus 1 p by n minus p f p n minus p, this one probability of this equal to 1 minus alpha. So, this is the confidence region we found out with respect to that population mean vector. So, can we not find out the similar thing here with respect to beta? Getting me? So, then it is not derivation, what I am giving you, it is not derivation, it is just understanding that why, how those confidence regions can also be calculated with respect to beta cap, which is multivariate normal. So, can we not write like this then, beta cap minus beta, that is x bar minus mu, similar type of things, this transpose, there was S inverse. So, S is the covariance matrix. So, our covariance matrix is what? Our covariance matrix is sigma square x transpose x inverse, which is we can write S square x transpose inverse. So, what do you want? Inverse of this, that means x transpose x by S square. So, if I write like this x transpose x, okay, I am not writing S square here, later on we will write S square, then beta cap minus beta. What distribution it will follow, that is important, that also follows here, that this show S square, it will come, again I am telling you it is not derivation, derivation may be something, some different way people will come, but this is the way we will understand for our application. Okay. So, this is S square p plus 1 f p plus 1 n minus p minus 1 alpha, probability that this quantity will be less than this is 1 minus alpha. So, this S square what is coming out here by this we are keeping here, and rest of the things are like this, but there are some modification with respect to the parameter number of parameters to be estimated. So, this is the confidence region for beta, but we are not what we will do with the confidence region. So, parallelly then what you require to do? You require to go for simultaneous confidence interval. Understood, Tanmay? What I am saying, the beta cap is multivariate normal. Beta cap is a statistic. Earlier we have seen x bar multivariate normal, that was a statistics. With x bar we created the confidence region for mu. Here with beta cap we want to find out the confidence region for beta. So, this is the formulation which can be used. Then from confidence region we have gone to simultaneous confidence interval. For two variable case you have found out that when multivariate normality will be coming, that something like this you got confidence ellipse. So, from this ellipse to you want to go to the sides. What is this interval confidence? What will be this side? That is true for beta cap also. Suppose this is beta 1 cap and this side it is beta 2 cap, same thing, nature is same. Okay. So, for simultaneous confidence interval, I think we have seen two approaches. One of them is Bonferroni approaches. So, this Bonferroni approach is easier for us and it gives good result also. So, we can use Bonferroni approach. And in regression, whatever it is found that individual parameters, when you test, and you will find out that interestingly this situation will arise, that if I go instead of beta cap, if I go for beta j cap, what will be the distribution of this? This will be univariate normal, one variable. So, this will be univariate normal. Okay. Now, depending on sample size, what will happen? We will go for, when we have taken x bar, if you can remember, we created something like this, that x bar minus expected value of x bar divided by standard error of x bar. Can you remember? This one is nothing but x bar minus mu by s by root n when sigma is not known. So, this follows the distribution with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. Now, for beta cap, let us do the similar thing, that if I write that beta j cap minus expected value of beta j cap divided by standard error of beta j cap, what will be this value? This value will be beta j cap minus beta divided by what will be the SC standard error of beta j cap, that you require to find out. How do you find out this one? See, you know that covariance structure of beta cap is already given to you. This one is nothing but AC square x transpose x inverse. So, if I write x transpose x inverse as C, then this is AC square into C. So, this can be written like this, that AC square will remain, then how many, what is the size? Size is p plus 1 cross p plus 1. First one is 0, then 1 like this up to p, here also 0, 1, so up to p. So, first one is C0 0, then C0 1 like this C0p, then C0 1, C1 1, C1p. So, then here it will be this is 2. So, C02, so like this C0p, then C12 like this C1p. So, in this manner you will calculate, then CPP, somewhere the jth one will be CJJ. Understood? So, what I am saying, that x transpose x inverse is a square matrix of the order p plus 1 cross p plus 1, and that we are writing in terms of capital C, and each element is C j k. Now, j stands from 0 to p, k stands from 0 to p. So, the diagonal elements of this when multiplied by AC square will give you standard error of beta j. So, this will be S E square into C j j, and off diagonal will give you the covariance between the parameters estimates. Okay. So, you can write now that beta j cap minus beta by, you can write this AC square, this is standard error. Achha, now, as it is standard error, we have to give the square root. This is standard error. So, we have to give the square root, and this component is the variance component of diagonal elements are variance. So, AC square C j j. Okay. Now, under the assumption of null hypothesis H0, that beta H0, our null hypothesis that there is no effect of the xj variable. Now, what do you mean? Our regression equation is like this: beta 0, beta 1 x1, beta 2 x2 dot 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 beta p xp plus epsilon. So, somewhere there is, suppose this is our beta j xj. What we are saying, if xj has no relation with y, other way xj does not contribute in explaining the variability of y, then we can assume that beta j value is 0. So, this is our null hypothesis. When you test the individual regression parameters, then alternative hypothesis is beta j not equal to 0. So, if we create this, what will happen ultimately? Then under null hypothesis, this quantity, that beta j minus this will be 0, beta j equal to 0. So, then by square root of AC square C j j. Getting me? Difficult?
No, sir, beta j minus beta.
Beta j cap minus beta j, all are beta j here, all are beta j. Beta j, because we are talking about the jth variable only. Okay. Now, I will come back to this estimate that test part later on. Now, let us see that we will just what we are developing that confidence interval part. So, beta j minus beta by square root of AC square C j j, this will follow T distribution with n minus p minus 1 degrees of freedom. Okay. So, if this is true, then we can write like this: this is my T distribution, this is 0, this one is T n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2, this side is alpha by 2, this side also alpha by 2, this is minus T n minus 1 minus n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2, this value. And please remember that we are talking about beta j only. Under null hypothesis, this is null hypothesis case we will not discuss now. So, then can we not write down now with respect to this quantity will be beta j cap minus beta by root over AC square C j j less than equal to T n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2 and here minus t n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2. Beta j. Okay. So, now manipulate little more. So, what you require to do then, you want beta j here, this side and this side less than equal to and less than equal to. This quantity will come here as beta j cap, okay, plus t n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2 into AC square Cjj, and this side it will be beta j cap minus t n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2 root over of AC square Cjj. This is from usual individual the T distribution, but again you see that it is n minus p minus 1 degrees of freedom is much less compared to n minus 1 in the original x bar case. So, what we have discussed then so far, we have discussed ultimately we found out that expected value of beta cap, we found out covariance of beta cap, also we found out that individual confidence interval for beta j. Also you know now that what is the confidence region for beta with the help of beta cap, and from there using Bonferroni approach you can you can use this equation. Only thing is that this will not be alpha by 2, it will be alpha by 2 into number of parameters p plus 1. Okay. So, that means this will be beta j minus t p minus 1 alpha by 2 into p plus 1 square root of AC square Cjj less than equal to beta j less than equal to beta j cap plus t n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2 p plus 1 square root of AC square Cjj. Okay. So, now let us solve one problem with this, whatever we have discussed so far. We will solve one problem. We will solve the problem earlier we have discussed that CT scan data. We will consider the cell volume Y. This is the data set, 12 months data we have collected, and x1 absenteeism, x2 breakdown hours, these two independent variable we are considering. We are not considering M ratio for this explanation because the computation will be much more, but you have to collect all possible data for all possible relevant variables, and then you have to develop the regression equation. Okay. With respect to this, what I want to know, I want to calculate beta cap. So, first work is beta cap you calculate, this will be X transpose Y. So, we will not go for calculation now because already we have seen that this is the data matrix X transpose X, the conversion from X to X transpose X, these are the values. X transpose X inverse is also computed and this is the values, and X transpose Y is these values, and if you calculate this then your values are minus 130.22, minus 1.24, minus 0.30. So, that means your cells volume equal to 130.22 minus 1.24 absenteeism minus 0.30 breakdown hours, let it be BH, plus some error will be there. So, other way we can write Y equal to 130.22 minus 1.24 x1 minus 0.30 x2 plus epsilon. Now, what do you want we want that whether this 130.22 is really 130.22, it is not 0. You want to see that what about 1.24, what about this, okay. And two ways we have seen that. One thing is that we will go for hypothesis testing, then using t test we will see that they are significant or not. Second one, we have seen that we said that you create the confidence interval for each of the original population parameters. Here the population parameter is like this: beta 0, beta 1 x 1 plus beta 2 x 2 plus epsilon. This 130 beta 0 cap is 130.22, beta 1 cap is minus 1.24 and beta 2 cap is minus 0.30. Okay. So, whatever we have developed so far, or that we have seen here with respect to this, what I want to do now, we want to find out the interval, confidence interval for, let for beta 0. So, you find out Ci beta 0 for alpha equal to 0.05. Okay. So, what are the things you require for this? If you want to calculate this, what are the things you require? As I written here, obtain confidence interval beta j, j equal to 0 to 1 for the problem what is given now, alpha equal to 0.05. You require to know this quantity. You have already seen the formulation that beta j cap minus t n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2 square root of ac square c j j less than equal to beta j less than equal to t n minus p minus 1 alpha by 2 square root of ac square c j j. So, here our beta j cap is known. We want to know this value, AC square we have to compute, CJJ we also require to know, and like this. So, now how do you get these values? Okay. So, if you require to calculate CJ, what is this CJJ, you require to know x transpose x inverse, and I have already given you that x transpose x inverse is 40.894. This matrix, you will be computing this matrix. So, that means the diagonal elements are your variance part. First one is for beta 0, second one is for beta 1, third one is for beta 2. So, if I go for beta 0, then beta 0 cap minus, we will write this one, but ultimately for beta 0 that C00 will be taken. C00 is 40.894. This is our C00. Okay. So, second one will be your C11, third one will be your C22. So, you will take from this matrix these values, but you also require to know AC square. You are knowing this value fine, but what will be the AC square value? Correct. So, AC square you have to find out error, that error you require to find out. So, for this you require to find out epsilon cap. Epsilon cap is y minus y cap, correct, which is y minus x, I think, beta cap. Getting me? Now, if you go to the original data, so this is y. Now, using the formula x beta cap, you have to find out y cap. So, then this will be nothing but, if we write like this, I am not writing all values, some values I am writing 110 So like this, finally 110. Okay, this value minus x value you have to write. What is your x value? When you compute, your x value will be all 1, then 9, 8 like this, then 6, 62, 58 like this, 60. This is your x value. So this one is 12 cross 1, this one also 12 cross 3. Then your beta cap value already is there. What are those values? Beta cap values we found out. Estimated values 130.22 minus 1.24 minus 0.30. So this is 3 cross 1. Okay. So the resultant value will be like this. Beta cap will be like this. That is 12 cross 1. I require to compute this. All those things you compute and the difference will come like this. So once you get this, that means you know SSE. SSE is epsilon transpose epsilon. So it will be 1 cross n, n cross 1, that one value. This value, if you compute, it will be coming around 155. Because of rounding error, there may be here and there some error, but it will be around 1.155. Then what is AC square? AC square is SSE divided by degrees of freedom, n minus p minus 1. So we can write 155 by n is our 12, p plus 1 is 3. So 155 by 9. Okay. So 150, this 9 is known. That means what are the things known to you now, what you require to compute. You require this. So our AC square is 155 by 9. CJJ is known, AC square is known. Now you require to know what will be the T value. T 12 minus 3 into alpha, let it be 0.05 by 2. So that means T9 0.025. This value, if you see in the table, it will be 2.262. Okay. So now let us put all the values here. So our beta 0 is 130.22 minus T9 0.025 is 2.262 into square root of 155 by 9 into C00 is 40.894. That less than equal to beta j less than equal to, you will be getting some 130.22 plus 2.262 into square root of 155 into 40.894 divided by 9. Now you have to see that what is this value, how much it will come. Some range you will be getting. Similarly, if you want to use it for the second coefficient beta 1, it will be minus, this is for beta 0 cap, beta 0, this is for beta 1 confidence interval, then minus 1.24 minus 2.262 square root of 155 by 9 into C11. Now C11 value is how much? C11 value is 0.012. less than equal to, here it is beta 0, the second one is beta 1, less than equal to minus 1.24 plus 2.262 square root of 155 into 0.012 by 9. Okay. So, beta 2, for beta 2 what will happen? Beta will be minus 0.30 minus 2.262 square root of 155 by 9 into, I think the C22 also same value here, 0.12 less than equal to beta 2 less than equal to minus 0.30 plus 2.262 into 1.5159 into 0.012. You will be getting all the intervals. Now, if any interval contains 0, then that parameter is not significant. Okay. This is in nutshell what is basically what we talk about, the sampling distribution of beta cap. Okay, sampling distribution of beta cap. But similarly, what will happen? Suppose you know that y equal to x beta plus epsilon. Now, also we know that this one is y minus y cap, that means y minus x beta cap. You may be interested to know what is the distribution of this. How do you find out? Can you not get this? Now, is this distribution similar to epsilon? Please, when we define in the population domain, we say this is epsilon. If it is xi, then epsilon I, this is the distribution. Now, you are finding out epsilon I cap for this case. Okay. So, similarly, that is why I am saying that epsilon in general, the cap, will it be same as the population epsilon? It will not be the same. Okay. So, here because this distribution will be governed by this beta cap what you are estimating here. Okay. So, little bit some clue I am giving you here. This is y minus y cap equal to y minus what he says, that I think x beta cap we have used earlier, y minus y cap, y equal to x beta and x beta cap. Suppose I want to write down, instead of beta cap I will write down x transpose x inverse x transpose y, correct. So, then what will happen, this one will become y minus x transpose x inverse x transpose y, but one x is there. So, you write x here, please go to. So, y epsilon equal to y minus x beta cap. So, I am writing the same y minus x into beta cap is x transpose x inverse this. So, now this one I can write like this, I minus x transpose in x inverse x transpose, correct. This matrix is known as hat matrix. So, hat matrix is denoted as H equal to x in transpose x inverse x transpose. Hat matrix is very popular in regression, and in diagnostics of MLR multiple regression this hat matrix will be used. It is the projection property basically, this one is the projected one from on the that there are planes x plane and y planes. So, this is the projected one. So, that means we can write this one as y I minus h, correct. So, you require to or I minus h into, I think y minus h into y. You have to see that this one matrix multiplication, that compatibility. Okay. So, we can write I minus h epsilon cap equal to I minus h into y. I think this is compatible one. This is compatible one. Okay. Now, what will be the expected value of this then? Then I minus h, I will write again x beta plus epsilon here. See, this cap and this is not same. So, you can write this I minus h x beta I minus h epsilon. You require to give an expectation operator here. Okay. Now, h is your x transpose x inverse. Now, x, I think what we will define as x transpose x inverse x transpose, that is our h. These are all fixed values. So, that means I minus h is fixed values, x is also fixed value. Now, beta is constant, correct. So, I can write this one straight away, I can bring it to expected value of this beta of this I minus h x beta, and these are the fixed values, and expected value of I minus h epsilon. What will be this? What will be this one? Expected value of epsilon, that will be 0. What will be this one?
This will be that fixed value.
Fixed value. Okay. So, that means some value will be there. So, similarly, you require to find out the covariance matrix of this. The resultant covariance matrix will be, I am straight away writing the resultant part, this will be sigma square I minus h. So, I minus h transpose, those things will also come. So, I minus h, suppose transpose I minus h, this will become I minus h only, because the property of this I minus h, this is a matrix which is known as idempotent matrix, that A into A equal to A. So, the resultant value will be this. So, you know the this value. I think we have to this one is x beta. If we just do little bit manipulation also, because I minus h is there, because beta is there, beta will come, this also will become 0. You just do manipulation. What will happen? This is x beta minus h into x beta. Dekho. So, I will write x beta here. So, that means x transpose x transpose, that is I, that will be x beta. So, that I minus h x beta, what will happening? This quantity will become E, I am again writing x beta minus h is x transpose x inverse x transpose x beta. This quantity what? I. So, that will become x beta minus x beta. So, it becomes 0. Okay. So, it is a fixed value definitely, but ultimately that fixed value is 0. So, our now the distribution of this one is normal distribution with 0 and sigma square I minus h. Will it be multivariate or univariate? Why? Why? what is x transpose x inverse? This is p plus 1 cross p plus 1. Okay. If you multiply it with what is this, x is there, then x transpose is there. What is x? X is n into p plus 1 and this one is p plus 1 into n. So, what is the resultant quantity? N cross n. So, this is multivariate normal with n. So, n you are getting epsilon cap, this you will be getting epsilon 1 cap, epsilon 2 cap, like this epsilon n cap, all values. So, it is n. You can write this is multivariate normal with n 0 sigma square, I can write AC square okay. I think you now with respect to this y equal to x beta plus epsilon, we have computed that y, this one is this one and epsilon cap is our y minus y cap. So, with related to this sampling distribution of beta cap, also you now know what are the mean and covariance, and it is also this is the distribution of epsilon cap. So, sampling distribution of what is the learning here apart from this beta, all those things, that epsilon cap, its distribution is not the distribution of epsilon. We have assumed the error terms in the population domain, this we say it is normally distributed, each error is normally distributed 0 mean and sigma y square, okay, and this sigma y square we have written like this. But what you are getting when you are calculating this error terms, it you are getting in multivariate domain, you are getting a multivariate normal distribution for the error term. Now, if you take a particular, suppose epsilon I cap, what will happen? This definitely univariate normal with 0, and what will be mean 0 and what will be the variance component? Variance component will be this one. Okay. So, that particular variance component you have to find out, because it will be a matrix of, you have seen already, you have seen it is a matrix of n cross n. So, you will be having n cross n matrix. So, ith term, if I can write variance VE, okay, VEI, VEI, that is a term I am writing here. I think the basic statistics part is very important, that is why everywhere you are coming to some point when the statistics to be used and that the sampling distribution of the statistics is to be known. Otherwise, you cannot do this, because many a times you will be going why t distribution, why not other distribution, and how regression parameters are becoming following t distribution, similar things will be there. Okay. So, we have covered up to sampling distribution. Next I think we will go for goodness of fit. Okay. Next class, I think tomorrow if possible.